Hey guys, doing some stretches real quick. Welcome to Bolt Entertainment, the quickest entertainment I can give you. As a bolt shooter and as a YouTuber that is just doing this for the heck of it right now, I'm going to go over my inspirations. And this is the very last day I do a 12 o'clock, a second video for the weekend because we do need to worry about doing two channels now because I want to get Bolt Family slash SP Studios some love. I want to get some time to learn things. I want to back things up on all this stuff. So, anyways, my inspirations. Basically, I didn't care. I didn't have internet when I was like 11. 12 was the first time I learned about YouTube, and the very first things that came up was Markiplier, because I've seen him during his Amnesia days, I believe it was his Slenderman days. Those were the videos that I was introduced to, and the funny man on the box, screaming and making jokes was the thing that took me to YouTube. And when he started playing more games like Five Nights at Freddy's, I started to gain a more interest in learning how to do this stuff because I like creativity. I like being able to put effort into things like that. So when I had my very first phone when I was 15, that was my push to go do it or start learning how to do so. And like a lot of people will say, Markiplier is their inspiration for YouTube or for better things in life. But he is the man that has yet, you can say he's lost a lot of his golden era. Like I was explaining in, I believe, FNF 1 fandom history, is that you can't put someone to a golden era because the era that I seen was the era where he was not so professional. He was mostly his self, his goofy self. He was younger. He didn't have a strive for professionalism. So recently, he's more worried about bigger things, doing new shows and movies and voice acting and all that. He's got a lot more professional and business oriented things to do. He's got his own clothing brand. Back then, when Markiplier was in his golden age, the only thing you got was a T-shirt with his logo on it, or you could get maybe a mustache. I think the closest thing to a premium thing was possibly the Tiny Box Tim plush, which I still freaking want a Tiny Box Tim plush. Markiplier, if you ever see this, man, I need you to make another Tiny Box Tim plush. I don't care too much for plushies, but I like the idea of putting Tiny Box Tim on the corner of my desk as an inspiration. I have a Markiplier U2 somewhere, but I need to put that up. The other inspirations would probably be 8-Bit Ryan or Daco. When I was feeling burnout, they made it sound better than I wanted to put myself in. Basically, you can't put yourself down because doing this as a repetitive thing does take a lot of push, and you have to kind of change up the factors a lot. When you're just playing games all day, you do feel a little depressed eventually, or you want to go do something else and get out of the funk of it. That is what my problem has been recently. So those are the big three. The people who make me want to talk about things and explain, summarize, is normally Matt Pat. Matt Pat is the most giggly / himself kind of YouTuber, else than Markiplier, I've seen on YouTube. And the fact that he gets into certain franchises, sometimes he forces himself into explaining certain things because they are the big thing, or they are brought into the attention of his fan base, and he really has to give them some kind of show off. But else than that, it's kind of not too big of a thing. And to go over most of my life real quick, it's kind of like I basically was given to my nan because my mom was 16 and we really didn't have any money because we were a government run house. We didn't have anything but food stamps and all those government programs, so we didn't have technology or the newest console or any of the other stuff. So I'm more humble about things than some other people are. And most of this YouTube stuff is me being humble to myself, saying, if I got something, I might as well try to do what I can to expand what it's for. Because if I have legs, I'm going to go on a walk. If I have a bike, I'm going to go on bike rides or try to learn how to do some tricks once in a while. That is basically how I've been trained and taught. And when it came to those certain people on YouTube, it made it to where my inspiration should become something new. And when I started seeing that people like Vivzy Pop and Chicken. Oh God, I'm subscribed to the person. I see their animations every single day, and I can't remember their animations. Come on. Oh, Chicken Nugget. Chicken Nugget. That is the person. Those are the two people. Like, sure, there's a few things you can say about Vivzy, but it's kind of like they're able to put their stuff out there. They learned how to do all this stuff. They're not some big corporation, or if they've done, I don't know if Vivzy's done anything, but it's like I would like to learn how to use this tablet, this big old tablet here, and learn how to make some stuff. I've already showed some ideas, and I've already had some ideas put out there, but basically, thanks to Markiplier, I will be making this channel gaming. Thanks to Matt Pat, I'll be making SP Studios / B.O.L.T Family my backbone of stuff that gives me more happiness. Where if something is on my mind, I'm gonna go do it on that channel. Like if I want to do a summary of an old movie, I'll go over and do it on there. If I want to make a podcast with my friend, which I'll be doing here soon, I can go do that. I play a game that is so old or on mobile, I'll go do it over there. Nancy Drew is going to eventually come back up, or it probably already has, because I'm going to have some extra time coming up soon. But that is how we're looking at it. So, anyways, that was a quick inspiration thing. I wanted to kind of close out this month with some inspiration / positivity. Like Markiplier once said, is one of his things that he doesn't like is when there's potential and they waste it or don't use it or don't come up to that line that they have. Someone like myself, I've drawn things that most people can't draw. Like, sure, there's people a lot better than me, like my grandma and her friend that have pictures right behind me. That stuff, it's going to be a little bit before I start learning how to do this. But, my grandma is my biggest inspiration for art, and I want to do something with that. So, like Markiplier says, if you have a potential or a hobby, use that to get better at yourself. Make it your job. Don't make it a toxic job where someone's going to tell you how to do your hobby job, but you should be able to have a little bit of loose creativity in where you go. Or you have a certain way of doing things that gets it done still properly, but that is the biggest thing I'll say for the end of this month. We got, due to my inspirations, I did remember that I have some Markiplier games that I've yet to play that have been on Game Jolt for the longest time. We are going to go play that. We're going to go play, with the addition of Markiplier, Asses and Angels, tomorrow, and then here in like a few days we'll go play Dance with Caution. We still got to play a few more fan game, 3 Five Nights at Freddy's fan games, and then I believe we're going to jump right into Candies and play that for a few times on top of the visitations with revisiting some of the Five Nights at Freddy's content, so I can I know what I'm doing with those, and I rather expand what I can do with those. Anyways, I got one more video to make for the end of this month, and I also have to start doing a few other things with the channels to kind of get them up to speed. So anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.